What is up, everyone?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 88 of Thinktwice, the magic and pop culture show hosted by me, your favorite brown man, Ali Aintrazi, and Maggie. Maggie, the longest girl in the world.
Not easy, is it? Easy when you steal the intro, and then I put something in between your name, and then you couldn't think of one, so you just gave up, and you said Maggie instead. I caught that. I don't want anyone out there, any of our listeners, to believe that that's not what happened, because it was.
It wasn't what happened. Justin
just
Justin
coincidence.
fooled himself. Yep.
Speaking of Maggie, Maggie's returned home finally after what I imagine you feel was probably close to several months or maybe years.
It was torture.
That Maggie was in the J. Parnell household.
Yeah, so I went to visit my sister and brother this past weekend. It was about like 5 days, and I had to drop off Maggie a bit earlier with Justin Parnell and his family. And I did that because, I trust Parnell. I don't want to give Maggie to a vet or my neighbor or anybody. I wanted to give somebody that knew to take care of Maggie, and Meredith loves Maggie. And
she does.
I know
Maggie loves Meredith. Meredith's my partner.
Yep. And I know I can rely on Meredith if nothing else. So she was up there for a while. Finally got her back. It was Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, I'm glad to have her back. But while I was gone,
Breaking news.
While I was gone, I
Thinktwice podcast exclusive.
I bought a new wiener dog. And his name is Bucks, short for Starbucks. And he is a chocolate Dachshund. He's spotted like Maggie, but he's like chocolate based. Kind of like a mocha.
Chocolate based.
Yeah. And actually I'm gonna be picking him up tomorrow from the airport.
Wow. New addition to the family.
Yeah.
Very
crazy.
Very impressive. Very
spontaneous.
Impressive.
Very spontaneous.
Yeah. And I think you decided to get this dog because you didn't have Maggie and you were like, I want a dog right now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I was like, I miss Maggie. I was looking through Maggie's baby pictures because her birthday's coming up too.
Yeah.
And then I just looked around and I saw this really cute dog. I talked to my sister. She's like, yeah, you should get it. And I was like, I'll wait. And then the next day, I've been talking to some people about potential sponsorship, and I thought I jumped the gun. I thought everything was said and done, and I was like, yeah, I'll reward myself and celebrate by getting this dog. But let me double check first. Let me text Meredith first. Make sure this. I'm not crazy. And Meredith said, "Oh, you're not crazy."
What's going
Meredith
on
said,
here.
"You're not crazy. You definitely should do it." I was like, "Yes, you are correct," and I did it.
Ollie selected his echo chamber. Okay? His sister, Meredith, he's picking echo chambers because he did not talk to me about this dog until it was a done deal. Because he knows I would have said, no, I don't think it's a good idea right now for you to get another dog. You just want a dog because we got Maggie, and you want another Maggie right now in your hands. You want to hold a dog and let it kiss your face, and you don't have that right now, so you want another dog.
And puppy breath. Also, worst case scenario, like, let's be honest. Worst case scenario, if Maggie just hates this dog and wants to kill him, I mean, I'll just give Bucks to Meredith, and that's it.
But see, Meredith also wants to get a puppy, and I'm like, we're not going to get a puppy. You can just visit with Maggie. Maggie can come visit, and that's your puppy.
Right. But I'm saying if things just fall through.
Yes. Here's the thing.
That's my fallback option.
I don't think either family should be getting a new puppy right now. I think there's a lot of other things on their plates, and we don't need new puppies. But yet, I was not consulted for this decision. All I consulted people that were only going to support his decision to get a new puppy. And here we are, getting Bucks tomorrow. Done
But were
deal.
you consulted about the emergency plan? If things fall through?
No.
Did she tell you? Did she tell you this?
No, of course not.
Well, I didn't tell her
She didn't
either.
tell me anything.
I just
Neither of y'all told me anything.
I just made this up right now on the podcast.
Nah. I don't buy it. Anyway.
I did make it on the podcast. I'm just saying, if Bucks falls through, I'm just gonna be like, all right, well, Maggie hates Bucks. She's jealous. She's trying to kill him.
If we end up with Bucks, we're gonna rename him.
That's fine.
Bucks
that
is a worse name than Maggie.
What does that mean?
Exactly what I said.
Maggie's a great name.
That's my point.
Bucks is a great name.
Bucks is an okay name.
What would you name him?
I think you do better.
What would you name him?
I don't know, something cute.
What, Chip? For Java Chip?
No, I don't think I would do something coffee related. I think that's the difference between us here.
But he is coffee. I like coffee.
I don't know. There's
and
only
he's
so
coffee
many
colored.
coffee names I could name him.
Exactly. I'm going coffee. I like coffee. You don't like coffee. You don't understand. I need Meredith. Where's Meredith?
Don't tell me I don't understand.
I'm kicking you out.
That is.
This podcast is now Ollie and the Meredith Show talking about weird dogs.
Y'all get y'all on that. Anyway, I'll come up with some names. Okay, I'll come up with some names.
You better come up quick.
I'm gonna try. We'll work on it. Work on it. I played some board games last week after before we gave Maggie away. Ollie, when he was
not nearly exciting.
He was in New York. I played Gizmos, which is a game that I own that I love. Takinoko, which is a game where you are a farmer and there's a panda that's going around eating the bamboo that you're planting.
That's kind of cool.
It's cute. It's a cute game.
Cute. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of strategy though. It's some of the mechanics aren't perfect because you try to get points based on how many stalks you're growing or how much bamboo the panda ate, or if the number of tiles are irrigated for the bamboo to grow. It's cute. It's cute. And then we played Pandemic, which is a game that will always disappoint you and yet have you hungry for more at the same time. It's amazing. For those of you that never played Pandemic, it's incredibly difficult. We were within a single person's turn of winning and lost immediately the turn before, which is very impressive because that is often how Pandemic goes. It's a co-op game, but it's very hard. So that was my weekend, other than spending time with Maggie. Got to come up with a name. Okay. Anyway, we had a question of the week last week, Ali.
We did. Which
Planeswalker that's going to be in War of the Spark that has never received a Planeswalker card are you most excited for? And I got to say, there are 4 options. You picked Davor Kane. Davor Kane got 32% of the vote. I picked the White Cloak Planeswalker that Ollie dubbed Emma Frost. That got 15% of the vote. Teo Virata, the new main character for the War of the Spark story, got 7% of the vote, which I thought surprised me, but not really.
No one cares about the Gideon Planeswalker.
So he's kind of lame, right?
Yeah.
I don't even.
I find him more lame than Gideon, honestly.
Me
find
too.
Him more,
I totally feel the same way.
How's that possible? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's exactly how I feel. I was like, man, when I sit them next to each other, I'm like, nah, Gideon's cooler than this guy.
Yeah, Gideon isn't that cool.
He's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good look for what is probably going to be one of the main characters for Magic going forward.
I mean, absolutely. He's the main character of the next story, which is the
biggest story of them all.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay, well, that doesn't add up. That's only 50%. And that's because the Planeswalker, the mysterious Planeswalker with the long whip and the wide hat that I called Lady Raiden, you called Raiden's daughter. Yeah.
Same thing.
Got a overwhelming 47% of the vote, which is clearly the winner for this poll by a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
Big time. So, I mean, I'm excited. I am excited to see 3 of those. Honestly. I wish I could split my vote 3 ways, but I had to pick one. And Teo is just the only one I'm just like, yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So, as we were kind of going through and talking about this stuff last week, Severo B on our Discord pointed out that the Emma Frost Planeswalker had the hand symbol that is depicted on the alpha art of Counterspell. Her hand is in that same fashion.
Yep. That's super cool.
It is super cool, and we totally missed it. So it is definitely a blue. This is definitely I'm super interested to see this Planeswalker's abilities. If it's countering stuff, that's pretty sweet on Planeswalkers. Like, I'm sure they can figure out a way.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
The first spell you cast next turn is countered.
Yeah, like +1. Maybe not +1. Probably has to be a minus. Probably like minus.
Has to be minus.
-2. -2. The next spell that until your next turn. The next spell that your opponent plays is countered. Something like that.
Can you imagine if she did like a standstill?
Maybe
minus like something. Obviously, that's too complex to track. But anyways,
yeah. But something like that. That'd be super cool. All right. So next week topic. Now, we messed up last week. When I mean we, I mean me, because the movie that I talked about, which is Us, Jordan Peele's new horror movie, comes out this coming week, not last week. So fortunately, none of you watched it because you couldn't. But go watch it this week. I swapped the things we're supposed to talk about. So next week, Us, Jordan Peele's new horror movie. It looks really awesome. Go check that out. All right, we do have a patron we want to shout out, and that's Sneal. We want to thank Sneal for his continued support. Thank you for being awesome, being a part of the Think Twice family. Big contributor on Discord. Just happy to have you continue on. Thank you very much. And of course, we want to thank all of our patrons as well as all of our listeners, and remind you that you can go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg to support the show. Ton of great rewards tiers. The $1 tier gets you access to the Discord channel, which is really great. Gets you early access to the show and a pair of Ali and Justin tokens. So it only costs $1. It's worth doing. Trust us. We're experts.
Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. It's super easy. And I tell you what, it's way less money than these cosmetics on MTG Arena are going to cost you. I'll tell you that.
Yes. Let's go.
Speaking of which, State of the Beta came out, MTG Arena for the March edition, so we're going to take a quick break. And when we return, we're going to dive through and see what kind of rings we can put on our fingers.
Justin, do you like it?
I do like it.
Do you like it enough to they should put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring. Well, like, that's basically
you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. You gotta get the dance down. You know the dance?
I was dancing the whole time. That's why.
Good. No, good. I was too.
That's why my sound was off. So I was dancing.
Okay, excellent. So, MTG Arena State of the Beta March update. This is an interesting one because on the surface, this looks like it's a bunch of nothing. And kind of it is. But in reality, we know that this is not nothing. Cosmetics are finally coming to MTG Arena. Different kind of cosmetics. I'm going to go in reverse order because reasons. First one is avatars. Obviously, they have all the avatars now, but they're increasing that by 12. They're adding the 10 guild leaders, as well as Watley and Angrath. Now, the avatars, along with everything else we're talking today, are going to cost most of the time gems, but sometimes gold, to be able to unlock. That's one. Number two, card sleeves / card backs. Now, for Magic, they're called sleeves because we are a physical card game first, digital card game second, as far as order of release anyway. But essentially, card backs just like other CCGs online. So you have plain ones, and then you have animated ones, which are called exquisite card backs. The ones that we saw look pretty sweet. The animated ones, they didn't show many, but they do look sweet. Again, I believe these are purchasable with gems. And
yes, the gem cost is, for the standard sleeve, is 600 gems. For the exquisite, it's double that. It's 1,200 gems. Okay. And the difference between those two is the exquisite is animated. It is like doing something.
It looks pretty sweet. And the ones we saw look pretty sweet. Like they put some effort into them. They didn't just change the plain sleeves and put like a little shine over them. No, they got something going on.
Yep.
And then the last one, and the most important, arguably, is card styles. Now, this could refer to... This changes the physical look of the card. There are a lot of styles.
It essentially makes it animated.
There's multiple styles, though. That's one of them, is the animated style. We also saw... They said that they're going to be like... There's 4 styles. They haven't shown all of them. They've shown 2. So they've shown the animated. That was the big one that they showed. And then they showed the reverse card style, which is like the... if you've seen like the F&M promos, which have their frame... The whole frame is really dark, and the text is in white instead of black. So it's like reverse... looks like Planar Chaos. You know, like how Damnation looks, like the color-shifted stuff?
Yeah.
Looks like that. And then there's 2 more... I imagine one of them will just be like a foil type animation, and then one more after that. And these, Ollie, are broken up as far as their cost by their rarity.
Yes. So the common ones will cost you 400 gems. So let's say you unlock. Is duress common?
Yeah, duress is common.
So let's say you do duress. All the ones with that art style. So if you do like the one that has the elf with needles pointing at her.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, if you unlock that, it'll cost you 400 gems, and you just need to pay it once, and you get that art entirely.
No matter if it's reprinted, regardless of what set it's in, you get that art.
Yes, so even like in 10 years from now, they reprint that card. If it's in the art, you have it unlocked, or you have that style unlocked. For uncommon, it's 600 gems. For rare, it's 1,000 gems, and for mythic rare, it is 1,200 gems.
Yep,
it's a lot of gems.
It is a lot of gems. There's over 100 cards with different styles. That's at release, and this is going to happen next Wednesday, March 27th. So just in a few days.
Yep, time to unlock that mastermind and treasure map, and that's it.
See, but that's the thing, right?
Nope, just those 2.
But that's what I'm saying. But you realize you're like, man, that's a lot. But these are my favorite cards. Yeah. Obviously, you rank those treasure map first, and then Mastermind's acquisition second. But we're not here to argue about that. We're not here to argue about that, Ali.
I said Mastermind.
We're not here to argue about that. But you recognizing you're God. Like, the gems are not a good value. In fact, all of this is terrible value. But this is the thing.
But this is not catering to those people that
not at all
care about this. This catered to the whales. Those big whales in the ocean that jump from the water and splash and look all gorgeous. And if you're like, man, this is a waste of money. Perfect. It's not for you.
That's right.
It's not for you. It is for me.
Every single person gets to interact with this as much as they want to. You don't want...
Or don't want to.
Or don't want to, exactly. You don't want to get animated cards? No big deal. You don't have to. Now, they have said that there's going to be some of these you can unlock over time between the card backs, the avatars, and the card styles. And that's great. And over time, you can kind of grow your collection on that without having to spend anything. The great thing about this is, and for those of you that are like, I'm not spending any money on Arena, and you guys know that I have not spent a single dime on Arena. I've been free to play this entire time, and that's going to continue. But you, as a free-to-play player, are going to reap the rewards of this even existing. And I don't mean the rewards of the card backs and the card styles and all of this stuff, but I mean the growth of the game, because this is the thing. This is the money discrepancy for Wizards of the Coast that takes them so little time to implement appropriately in money, and they get a lot of money for this because people are going to buy in on this stuff.
And then buying in on this stuff allows them to make more free content for free-to-play players.
Exactly. You know why? Because they want to hook as many people into this game as possible for more chances for those people to become what always, as the industry term is, whales. People that are going to spend a lot of money. The more people you have playing the game, the more chances you have at having one of those people. And I guarantee you, if you are a Magic player and you care about the look of the game, and all of us do, regardless if you're super competitive, super casual, there's going to be something that you
at the very least, you match your lands. At the very least, everyone gets matching lands.
Yeah.
Or most people get matching lands.
Exactly.
Or if you go out of your way to get unmatching lands, you are doing the same thing.
Still doing that on purpose, exactly.
Yeah.
I promise you, at some point there will be a card back, an avatar, maybe a card style for one specific card that is your favorite card or your favorite guild or your favorite something, your favorite planeswalker, and you're like, all right, I'm not going to have any special stuff, but I got to get that one thing.
And then you're
going to get that one thing. Well, it's not necessarily a spiral, but there's always that something for someone. For everyone, there's always going to be something. I can't go on here and say that for the entire time Arena exists, I'll never spend any gems on something that doesn't advance my gameplay in like booster packs or drafts or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to say that. But ultimately, there's going to be something. There's going to be some sweet animation on some awesome black card that's my favorite card, and I'm like, I have to have this. And I'm just going to get this, and then that's going to be it. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen to all of us, but that's not a bad thing.
Like Yargle. Gotta unlock the animated Yargle.
Yeah. It does the air horn and flashing lights. Play it.
Exactly.
Yargle.
Oh man, I would kill for sounds from cards. Like whenever I cast Mastermind's Acquisition, if it was like animated, like if something like came into the screen, it was like, or screen to turn black. You know Akuma from Street Fighter?
Yeah.
His like finishing move is like the screen turns black and you see like that his symbol, his red symbol,
it just lights
on
up
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want from Mastermind Action. I want to pick my card.
You want the screen to go black, the Akuma symbol to come up,
and then my card come from the hover in the middle of the screen, go from the middle of the screen to my hand.
That'd be sweet.
That's what I want.
I don't think you're gonna get that, but it's nice to think about.
Yeah, I can dream.
But they're gonna continue to add card styles and backs and avatars indefinitely. And I can promise you, we're getting ready to go into one of the most flavorful sets as far as like this type of stuff
of all time.
Arguably of all time. 36 Planeswalkers, like you're going to see all sorts of avatars, card backs, all this stuff. I guarantee you, all these Planeswalkers are going to have card styles. They're just going to. They're not going to not do it for the most popular card type. Just period. Yeah. So
my favorite part about this is, so let's say you unlock all these styles and things, and like your deck looks cool, or you think it looks cool, and then you have haters like, man, this is stupid, this is ugly, I would never do this. Well, they can never turn off your card styles.
I think that's great.
If you like deck your deck out, get it? If you pimp your deck out, or whatever you want to call it, and it looks really sweet, really professional, or just really cool, and your opponent thinks that looks ugly, doesn't matter. They gotta look at every single stylized card you have out, because that's how it works.
I just think that's great. I think that's fantastic. I'm so for that.
Because on Magic Online, you can turn off the gloss or the shiny part by making it by clicking some feature or whatever. It doesn't make it like non-foil, but it's like a gloss that like being shiny.
The foily animation, the sheen that goes over it, which already looks really stupid.
Yes, I'm glad they went with like animated instead of shiny. I think animated cards look miles better than shiny cards on a digital platform. Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I will say, if you guys have not seen this, it looks sweet. Like what they've shown us looks great. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I do hope. Go ahead.
I'll say that for the avatars, I do hope. Like right now, they'll say hello, thinking, oops, good game.
Yeah.
I want them to actually use words, and I hope the different avatars use different words, or at least when they come into play, they say something. Like Angrath's like, why am I here? Or why'd you summon me? Or whatever. Like pissed. Then Huatley's all like, stomp, stomp, roar, dinosaur.
Stomp, stomp, roar, dinosaur. Stomp, stomp, roar.
Yeah. And then she like shakes her pom-poms and jumps into your face, or wherever her location is. that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. I'm
Yeah.
holding out for Bolus. Okay, Bolus is not an avatar yet, but that's the one I want. That's the one I'll most
War of
likely
the
get.
Sparks right around the corner.
Yep, that's what I want. Out of all the ones that are currently out, I kind of want Angrath, but none as much as Bolus.
And if if Bolus is an avatar in War of the Spark, which he will be for sure, are you going to pay 500 gems to get Bolus as your avatar?
Yes,
Yeah, of course you are.
like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, and it's okay. Like it's Ollie's someone that is spending money on this game, not like an astronomical amount of money, but he's spending money. And if you are someone that you're like, I don't want to spend money and I feel bad about it, look, if the thing that you're looking at, if your avatar being a special avatar is going to make you happier, and the cost of that's pretty nominal, it's okay. It's fine to do that. Even if you're like, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of like spending money on useless stuff, it's okay to have a couple of things, because if that stuff makes you happier when you look at it and you're like, I love this character, that's great. Then you should get it.
And honestly, I will. To be fair, I'll get the Bolus only if it like does something special. Like if it's the same thing as all the rest of them,
and it's just Bolus's face, then yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to imagine that they're gonna, like, if they're, otherwise they're just charging for a picture that has even less functionality than like the card backs and the sleeves and stuff. So
yeah, that's not worth that to me.
Yeah, but I think this is a great update. Even though it's like they didn't change anything gameplay wise, no, but well, actually they kind of did. I haven't even talked about that. This is kind of an off feature. I imagine most of our listeners, this isn't going to hit for them, but they're changing the new player experience. So there's going to be like these paths that you can go down to unlock stuff. If you've already completed that, and if you've downloaded Arena and played it for any amount of time you already have, there's going to be new cards you can unlock that they're just going to add to your account. You don't have to go through it again. And they're also adding a practice mode where you can play against the computer. So some great things for new players, and obviously that's really important for Magic. You always want to try to get as many new people as possible to play the greatest game in the world, because why would you not?
Yep, I agree with that.
Let's see. Oh, yes. Forgot. So if you're still, after all this, you're still unconvinced, and you're like, man, cosmetics are dumb. I'm never going to get any cosmetics. It annoys me that they're putting effort into making cosmetics for this game instead of making other features. You know what? That sounds reasonable. Maybe they could be spending time on other features. But let me remind you of something, or maybe tell you something you didn't know. There are a lot of games, a lot of very big esports games that use cosmetics almost exclusively to fund prize pools. Maybe some of you have heard of Dota. This is a game that has arguably the biggest prize pools, and a large part of those prize pools are directly from cosmetic type purchases from inside the game, from players. So even if you don't want to have anything to do with any of these cosmetic stuff, and they frustrate you because you're like, I only want to play Magic, I don't care what it looks like, I just want to play it for the strategy, I'm Super Spike, I don't care about any of that, you're still going to benefit from this. Because I guarantee you, the more money that Wizards makes, the more they feel like they can put out there to offer up as a prize is going to continue to bring more people into the game, and it's continue to better your experience just for it existing for people that care about it.
Yep. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
I think it's great all around. I'm excited to see what everything looks like. Whenever they give you an opportunity to earn any of this stuff for free, I'm going to try really hard to do all that for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And we're getting our first opportunity next weekend.
Yeah, with Chemistry's Insight and
Skewer the Critics.
Else. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's why I remember it.
Yeah, and some red card, I think.
Yeah.
The great thing is, Ollie, you're going to see Skewer the Critics way more than you're going to see Chemistry's Insight.
Oh, I know. It's unfortunate.
Hitting your face for 3 every time.
A lot. I know.
Yeah.
Right, and right now you can't give cosmetics. I'm sure that'll be something they'll implement eventually.
Oh,
like
yeah,
gifting
no doubt, no
cosmetics, gifting gems, buying packs for people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you have to implement eventually. So
Well, I
that'll come
mean,
in time.
and on top of that, obviously there's not a friends list internally in the game yet. When that happens, that's going to be right around the corner. So they have to do. There's not much linking between accounts for that type of thing, but I mean, obviously, that's something they for sure want to do. That's just more money for them when they can get it figured out. So
yeah, for sure.
And that's sweet because that's a great gift. That's a great gift if someone, especially if you're like someone's like, oh, I really love this character, but I just can't spend any money on this game. And you're like, yeah, all right, 500 gems to get this avatar if it's going to make this person really happy. And that's just that's a great little gift. That's a cool thing to do.
Or just packs, yeah, anything, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
all, right,
all around, I think it's a great update.
This is where you would say, any more thoughts and prayers or questions on the Cosmetics MTG Arena coming out next week? Which it is next week. It's next week.
It is next week. It is
March
next Wednesday. Next
27th.
Wednesday, March 27th. That is correct.
Yes.
And then the free event starts on March 29th, which is Friday, leading into PAX East, which we will talk about next week for sure. So no, that's all. That's all I got. I want to reiterate. I like that you can't turn them off.
Me too. I love that part.
You got to earn it. Hey, look, they earned it.
They did. That is the biggest. That's the best part. That makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I totally agree.
All right. Stay tuned for the next section. Justin will be more eloquent than I am, but I'm not that eloquent. But we're gonna guess more War of the Spark guesses. This is part 3, our final one.
Maybe.
We'll
see. It depends on how much information they release in the next week, honestly.
All right. Buckle up. We're going in. Are you still buckled?
Hold on. That was a buckle noise.
Okay. Unbuckle it. Unbuckle now. We've arrived.
Oh, okay, okay.
Get out of the car.
All right.
All right. Thank you. All right. So
that was a short ride. I don't feel like I need to buckle up for that, but
I mean, we planeswalk.
Safety first, though. I understand.
Safety first.
Yeah, you never know where this train's going.
Now got that train song stuck in my head. Anyways.
All right. So last week.
So speaking of Teo being worse than Gideon,
we weren't. We're never speaking of Teo. Never speak of Teo again. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Teo is the main character in War of the Spark, so I imagine he's gonna have a big role or big deal.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to talk about or discuss is after all is said and done. I'll ask this question and then I'll answer it because I don't put you on the spot. You can think about it.
Okay.
Do you think that the Gatewatch will go away? Like basically like just disband?
Yes.
Okay. Well, never mind.
Go ahead. You explain your answer, and I'll explain mine. I
think for the vast majority, it will disband, but I don't think it will disband completely. I think new ones will take the oath, and I'll possibly be led by somebody else, maybe like a Johnny or somebody else that actually is, But I do not think the Gatewatch is, from what we know it as is, will exist anymore after the destruction and chaos and whatever ensues from this battle, which we've guessed is called War of the Spark because it's literally War of the Planeswalker Sparks. Or Spark.
Yeah. Remains unclear, but there are sparks involved and it is a war, so we know that much. All right. Your answer is pretty much my answer. I believe that the Gatewatch as we know it, which is Jace Bellerin, Jonathan Choi, Johnny Goldmane, Gideon Jura, Teferi, and half of Liliana, who's technically never renounced herself from the Gatewatch.
Yeah.
Those are the members. Nissa did renounce herself. I believe that the Gatewatch as we know it will not exist anymore.
Correct. Yep.
I think that of all of those characters, you're going to have one one of those characters that are in the Gatewatch continue forward with the Gatewatch with a new cast of characters. Pretty much exactly like you said. So going down the line, people I think will not be in the Gatewatch that are currently in the Gatewatch. Nissa's already out. I don't think she has any interest in coming back.
Liliana's out.
Liliana is out, and even though I believe she will have a good arc in this, obviously because Liliana's not inherently evil, she's selfish, but she's not, certainly doesn't want to be working for Polis. But she's not going to return to the Gatewatch.
Yes. Jace will be out.
And Jace, I believe, is also going to be out. I think that
Gideon's out.
Gideon's out because he won't be alive anymore.
He's dead.
Yeah, in my opinion. I think that Chandra will probably
stay.
I actually do not think that Chandra's going to stay.
Okay.
I don't think that Chandra's going to stay. I think that Chandra will have felt like that she has accomplished enough, and after being reunited with Nissa, I think that's going to have a pretty dramatic effect on her, and that is probably going to lead her to not be in the Gatewatch, especially because she's very kind of family oriented, and not family in like the related sense, but like I think she thinks that Nissa, Gideon, Jace, even to an extent Liliana, are like her family, and when those people are not around, I think that she's going to not want to be around either. So that leaves Teferi and Ajani. Like I said, Ajani is kind of the captain of the Gatewatch.
Yeah, I think he'll stay. Or Teo takes his place.
He's the logical one to stay over Teferi, who I believe will be like, my job is done, Bolus is defeated. This is why I was here. I'm going to go back to Dominaria.
Yep.
Call me if you need me, but I'm not going to be like roaming around the multiverse with you.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we're going to get Ajani, probably Teo, Kaya, and a couple other characters. Okay. Maybe some of these, maybe these two new characters.
The brand new ones, yeah.
Perhaps, yeah. And that's what I think our new Gatewatch is going to look like.
That's fair.
And I think they're just going to be shelving. I think they're going to be shelving these characters for the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
the original Gatewatch.
Give other people spotlight.
Yeah.
We also learned that Planeswalkers team up.
Yes.
We have unlikely team up of Karn, Obnixilis, and Dak Faden.
So this is interesting because last week, Greg Weisman, who is the author of the War of the Spark novel, went on the weekly Wizards kind of little talk show on Thursday and just gave out a bunch of information about this, including saying that there's going to be a lot of team-ups in the novel, and then isolated Dak Faden, who notably is not a card in the stained glass cards, teaming up with Obnixilis and Karn. So this lets us know there are well more than 36 Planeswalkers in the actual story, even if they don't make it to cards, because Dak Faden was one of the first ones that Greg Weisman said, and Dak is not one of those Planeswalkers that's depicted, so that's great info.
I think it's kind of crazy that Karn and Obnixilis are teaming together. I think they all have to do something. They all have something to do with artifacts, right? Maybe they have to team up for the Hedrons.
Yeah.
And, which will kind of make sense, I guess.
Yep.
But it's kind of crazy, and makes you think what other team ups we will see, or unlikely team ups we'll see.
Yeah, and this is in comics one of my favorite. This is always one of my favorite arcs in comics. Like when I read comics.
Because the bad guys working with the good guys? Not
even the bad guys working with good guys, but I always think that's great too. But just unlikely characters that don't work together, teaming up and then kind of like breaking off into teams. Like I always loved the like X-Men Avengers crossover. X-Men always did so many crossovers with other characters, and their team ups were always great because they just had so many characters and they were all well fleshed out. And then teaming up with other hero teams and then like breaking off into pairs or groups of three was always super fun. So I'm like even more looking forward to this novel because I just love that so much.
Yeah, I agree with that. And now I'm curious if Garrick is called, because Dak Faden isn't a card, but he's a planeswalker, and he was called to, or he maybe not called, but drug to the plane by the Immortal Sun, I imagine.
Perhaps, yeah.
And Garrick is still a planeswalker, so maybe so we'll see.
I still believe we said that when they announced this arc, we had a question of the week that's like, what do we think is going to be the next big bad after Bolas? I said Garrick. I still believe it's Garrick. I think that Garrick comes in at the end of this story and presents himself as the new big bad guy.
And takes the spark for himself. Eats it.
We don't know. This crazy speculation about the spark eating contest, all this stuff. I don't even know what you're saying.
He ate it.
But I'm telling you, I think it's Garrick. I think Garrick is going forward, going into the fall. Garrick is the big bad guy that the new story is going to be around.
I think it's going to be Garrick and Phyrexia. I think Phyrexia is also going to be a big bad. I think it's going to pinpoint back to that. Like Karn has foreshadowed that he wants to go and blow up.
Yep. Or
do something with Phyrexia. Tezzeret has a planar bridge, and
yep.
Tezzeret, I think, is going to be the new father of machines.
I agree with you. I agree with that prognostication.
The Phyrexians could not convert Karn, but they will convert. I think they will convert Tezzeret, and maybe Tezzeret even does so willingly.
Yeah, I believe so.
Especially maybe because he's tired of Bolas, so he's like, you know what? I'm tired of being part of something that, like, where I'm getting manipulated and used by Bolas. I want to be part of something whole. And
Tezzeret. Yeah. I have to imagine is tired of being the consigliere. He's ready to be the boss. Feels like he can.
Absolutely. And he used to be with the consortium.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he's not anymore. So.
Yeah. I think those are all right. Other than Phyrexia being the next big bad guy, because I don't think that they're gonna. I'm telling you, I think that they iced Garrick for like 6 years now. Because the last time we saw Garrick was like Corset 2014. We're going to Corset 2020.
I'm not sure. Yeah, 2020 is perfect vision. So yeah, makes sense for Garrick to come back.
Hindsight makes sense. Hindsight, there's Garrick in the back coming up behind you. And he's gonna eat you.
Axe you. I just think that Phyrexia and Garrick will be the new big bad with Bolas on ice or dead, whatever.
Yeah.
As well as Emrakul on ice as well.
Yeah, I mean we have the Eldrazi on ice.
Yeah.
I mean I think
just Emrakul.
Just Emrakul. But we don't know that the rest of the Eldrazi are gone forever.
Well,
we just don't know.
The Titans, yeah, of course. There could be more too, but I'm just saying Ulamog and Kozilek have died.
Yes. But I'm just saying in general, like I don't believe that Emrakul is the only.
Of course, no.
Titan.
I mean, she made Brazilla, and Brazilla was basically essentially a Titan.
Kind of, yeah.
So,
I mean, I just think I think that it's too much to go directly from Bolas to Phyrexians. Like, I think there's just going to be some lag time, and maybe you're right. Maybe those two things are existing at the same time, but I think that the Phyrexian stuff is going to continue to go on in the background. Maybe a little more focus on it, but I think that the story focus is going to be a Garrick enemy related story.
That's fair. I mean, the only thing I hope for is when we eventually do go back to Phyrexia or whatever. I'm terrified. You know, we've had bad history with artifact planes.
Yeah, as far as like physical magic cards, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. That's true. So
that's my only concern.
We, according to Mark Rosewater, he said on his blogatog, also in the last week, that in the fall we're going to be visiting a new world, like an actual new world that we have not been to before. And I think it's a layup to say that we're going to go to Teo Verada's world.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's going to happen. Look, just because we don't like Teo doesn't mean the world is going to be
They're shield mages. I don't care.
You don't know that you don't care. Stop. Don't do this. Don't do this. Because you're
Okay,
just setting
I
yourself
feel
up
like-
for disappointment for no reason.
Okay, I'm so excited. I'm ready to go.
You don't have to look. I'm just saying, open your mind. Okay, give it a chance.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, I'm one with the universe now.
Are you?
Yep, that's how it works. I am
Okay.
not looking forward and not looking forward.
Okay. That sounds like you're lying to me.
Okay, well, you are not. You need. I think you need to balance yourself.
Do I? All right.
Yeah.
Look. Whether we like it or not, look. Who was the main character? If you had to identify a main character over the last, I don't know, 10 years of Magic Story.
Jace
Bellerin. I don't like Jace at all. Never liked Jace.
Yeah, I like Jace.
I liked Jace for a half of a story arc. And it took me so long to warm up to Jace, and then by the end, they're like, oh yeah, I forgot I hated Jace. Forgot this is why I hated Jace.
He's still a butthole.
Still a butthole. I look. Just because I don't like Jace doesn't mean that the stories around Jace in times have not been fun.
The best you've ever read. I agree.
Oh, I mean, technically they have.
Yeah.
Almost exclusively,
Yeah,
my
the
favorite
Emrakul
stories
one
have
was
involved
fantastic.
Jace.
Yep.
I mean, that's just
in
true.
In some aspect, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, the best Magic story ever, which has, in my opinion, the best passage ever, is Jace. Almost as the only character. And that is when Jace is kind of locked in a mind battle with Emrakul.
Yep.
I mean, look, I'm not denying that Jace has interesting stories. I don't like Jace as a character, but that doesn't mean that the stories aren't good. The point I'm trying to make is just because we don't like Teo doesn't mean that the writing around Teo is not going to be good. Okay? You have to accept that, and you can't just poop on him. You can't.
I just said I've balanced myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very.
I'm good to go. You are poo-pooing on my.
I'm not poo-pooing. I'm poo-pooing.
My
You're
balancing.
poo-pooing.
I'm not poo-pooing.
You are poo-pooing.
No, you are just poo-pooing for no reason.
Okay, so between War of the Spark and whatever new plane we're going to hit in the fall, more information was released, and I think it's I don't know I don't want to get this person's name wrong. Django Wexler is going to be writing 20 short pre-War of the Spark stories. And this is going to be due out in May and June. And these are going to be free stories. It's going to be, if you combine them all, it's the length of a novel. But this is going to be stories that are exclusively on Ravnica, taking place on Ravnica, but are leading up to the events of War of the Spark. And I believe start in or around the time of Battle for Zendikar, Oath of the Gatewatch, on Ravnica leading up to War of the Spark. So they're going to focus on, this is where we're going to see all these story spotlight cards with Vraska, Asperia, Ral, Dovin, all of that stuff. That's in these stories.
Are you excited? Are you ready?
I am excited, but I'm disappointed that it's coming out afterwards. But I think it makes sense of why we didn't get this. Because apparently, from what I understand, this was supposed to come out before, but because of some sort of contract that they had with the author and the publisher, which is Random House, that it got pushed back to after the actual novel that's coming out.
That's a little awkward.
It is super awkward.
Yep.
So now they're just calling it a prequel, which is fine. Like, I'm glad we're going to get those stories, but they just mean less coming out afterwards. So I don't really know exactly what to make of that. it is the story that we were asking for, ironically, all of this time, and it existed, but we're gonna have to wait a little longer.
It's
So,
okay.
what do you think of that? What's your take on that?
I mean, I've waited this long. I can wait a few more. How much exactly do you have to wait?
May or June?
I'm over it. I'm not.
Oh, that was quick.
Yep.
I turned
It's
around
too
on that
long.
one awfully quick.
That's too long. I'm over it. Too long.
Oh man. All right. So even though then we're going to be going back to before War of the Spark, for War of the Spark, how does the story end? What do you think is the finality of the War of the Spark story?
Everyone dies.
Okay.
No, let's see. Seriously, I think it's gonna be like a big battle. Well, a lot of people are gonna die. I think Bolus will ultimately end up be defeated, but in the process, everyone else will be defeated as well, because they lost somebody or they like had to do something they didn't want to do. Like maybe like Timmy had to read another forbidden scroll that she didn't want to read or something.
No doubt.
Basically, just given up. Like, yes, we did win, but at what cost? Was the cost worth it? And in the end, it was worth it. But I think it's going to be like a bittersweet ending, with Bolus being defeated, and then everyone going their own way with their tail tucked behind, between their legs.
I think that's a good take. I think it's very likely that happens where there's no real winners. Where Bolus is defeated, so maybe if he lives, the only real winner is Ugin.
Yeah, but ultimately nobody really. But yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this story doesn't end with Bolus winning. It just doesn't. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't figure out a way to make it satisfying. And I think that what you outlined, where there's a lot of sacrifice on the side of the good guys, I think that makes it
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it can't just be. This can't be an absolute victory for the Gatewatch.
No way. That'd be lame as F.
Yeah, it would be super lame. There's no way that happens.
Yeah, press F to pay respects. I would quit. I'd give up.
Yeah, there's no way that happens.
But I am excited to read this book. I am excited to actually read this book and cover it.
Yeah, I'm too.
Yeah.
What I actually meant to do, and I think I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to try to. Greg Weisman said that he is active on social media, and I followed him the other after the interview that he did with Wizards, and I'm actually just going to tweet at him and ask him how the book is broken down, chapter wise. So maybe he can give us a heads up, and we can prepare for how we're going to do it on the podcast.
Better yet, ask him to come on the podcast.
Sure, why not?
It's a shot in the dark.
Shoot for the stars.
Yeah. Yep.
If you miss, you'll land in a cease and desist letter. But
you will land in a empty black spot with nothing around you except blackness.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start there, but be like, all right, well, fine. If you don't want to do that, at least just tell us the chapter breakdown.
No, you probably scare him off if you start that.
Well, how about this? Why don't you ask him that for the podcast, and then I'll ask him the chapter breakdown.
All right. Deal.
Great. All right, cool. Yeah. Ollie, is this the end of our War of the Spark guesses?
It is.
No, maybe not. Who knows? Like it tells
us a bunch of stuff. It is for now.
It's always is for now. We got to figure out something for next week, unless there's more information revealed. But something we talked about was going over Children of the Nameless, which is the Brandon Sanderson novel that was released in December.
Yes, I remember that one.
So maybe we'll cover that, since we're going to be getting some Davor Kane action soon. Get a little more info on him.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Ollie, anything else?
That's it. I'm ready to go.
Great. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we've got a lot of questions about what do we do with the stuff that we stream with or do record podcasts with, hardware, software. We're going to answer all of those questions and more in just a moment. So all of these questions that we've received. What do we do? What hardware do we use? What software do we use? How do you stream? How do you podcast? How do you do all this stuff? Well, I guess at this point, we kind of, surprisingly, I don't know how we got to this point, but I guess we do know what we're doing. 88 episodes in. For both of us, a lot of streaming sessions in for you. And somehow we're in a position where we can actually recommend things.
We are the professionals. I consider myself a professional, but obviously we're doing something right.
We're doing something right. Exactly. So let's just go down the line.
Microphone. What do you use, Parnell?
I use the thing that you suggested to me, and that is a Blue Yeti microphone. I also want to point out that the one I use is blue, so I get extra points for having a Blue Yeti mic.
Mine is black. You know what they say? Once you go black, from the Blue Yeti. Exactly.
Yeah.
I paid $60 for mine. They are now a little over $100.
You can get them on sale. You got to wait for a sale.
Yeah, but if you want to buy them right now, they're a little over 100. They keep going up, but it's really good. It's a really good microphone.
Yep.
It's not like it's high end enough to do everything you need. It's what I use for podcasting and streaming, and Justin the same thing.
Yep.
Next up is our.
I actually think that the mic, having a quality mic, is one of the most important things, because if people can't hear you, then you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. Next up is a camera. I believe it's Logitech C920. I got this for like $60. I think it's $60 now. I think I got mine for like $40 on Amazon Day thing. And Justin, what kind of camera do you got?
I also have a Logitech, and I have a Logitech C Poop style camera. It's not good.
Okay.
I can't recommend it. I got it for $20, which is cheap. It's functional, but it's not a great camera. One of our stretch goals on our Patreon is to upgrade equipment. As you will kind of see as we go through, these are some of the things that we're looking that ultimately we will be upgrading, and like the camera's one for me. As I record, the streaming stuff and more video content for our YouTube channel. But yeah, I don't even want to tell you what kind of camera I have. It's fine. It's just like one of the cheapest Logitech cameras.
Yes, it's the basic, whatever the cheapest basic one is.
And it's fine if you're just doing it low level, but you want to get something more like Ali has if you're actually trying to make this a regular thing.
Yep. Headphones. I use cheap headphones. Honestly, this is like the cheap. This is the cheapest thing I own. It is like a BEH Ringer HPS 3000 studio headphones. It sounds fancy, but you can literally pick up this pair of headphones from Amazon for like $20 or under.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Just super cheap headphones.
Yeah. So
very bulky. They are comfy though. I'll give them that. They are comfy. I can wear them for like 6 hours while streaming and not feel too bad.
That's good.
But they're bulky. They're very bulky.
So I have extremely sensitive ears. The top of my ears are like very, very sensitive. So I actually do not like wearing over the ear headphones. Because I cannot wear them for very long. They end up being very uncomfortable. So I'm an earbuds person. And I have Sennheiser earbuds, and Sennheiser is like a low level, nice kind of audio stuff company. And I have the version that I use right now are like a $15 pair of earbuds. Quality is really good. They last forever. They're extremely comfortable in your ears. They have a couple of different models, and this is honestly for earbuds. Like for nicer earbuds, you just want to find ones that are comfortable in your ears, because the sound quality at some point is about, for earbuds, is you're going to get what you're going to get. It doesn't mean it's bad, but you're not going to get immersive sound like you have over the ear headphones. And for me, that's okay, but for some people, it's not. So they're between $15 and $35. You can get them on Amazon. Sennheiser is the brand. I definitely recommend it for people that like earbuds rather than over-the-ear headphones.
All right, next up is streaming software. I use XSplit only because I did buy a lifetime license a while ago, maybe like about a year or two ago. It was on sale. I bought it and I have a lifetime license, and I have a hard time leaving that for OBS. I do think OBS is probably just better, honestly, but I have everything set up with XSplit, and like I said, I do have that lifetime license. But I would, if you're just if you just want to buy like a streaming software or just get one, there's no point in buying one actually. Like OBS is just the best one, or Streamlabs OBS is the best one. But OBS in general just better. So I do not recommend XSplit, even though that's what I use.
And I love Streamlabs. This is the only thing I've ever used, but they have, since I've even been using it, they've integrated with OBS, which is the software, and Streamlabs is a lot of the back end as far as like managing your stream, setting up like widgets and stuff for your community to interact with you. So now it's Streamlabs OBS, and it's one program, and it's fantastic. It's completely free, and I cannot imagine that I could ever recommend something else. I always tell Ollie, I'm like, why don't you just switch? He's like, well, I pay for lifetime subscription. So I want everyone to keep in mind that this year and last year, Ollie and I paid the exact same amount for Streamlabs. I paid the exact same amount for Streamlabs as he did for XSplit, which is $0. Okay? Keep that in mind. We both paid $0. I say I have the best one. Ollie's like, yeah, he might have the best one too, but we're both paying $0. So at some point, dude, you got to just get out. If the other thing is just better, you got to just be like, yeah, I paid for this, but this other thing is just better, even though it's free.
One day.
I know, not today, not tomorrow, but maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, it's just reprogramming everything. I also use a thing called Stream Deck that Justin does not use, I don't think, but it is a little thing that like you can press. Like it basically has like 15 buttons. You can set these buttons to do things while you're streaming, or literally for anything, to like to transition through a scene, or to play music, or to put something up on your while you're streaming, like something to pop up on your stream. Like when I stream, I do like sometimes do boss battles, and I can like click on like I have this little folder called bosses. I click on it, and then it shows me like all these 15 bosses that I have here. Like one of them is like Sephiroth, one's Kefka, one is Necron. I have Kuja, Ultimecia, Seymour. It's basically just like Lavos. They're basically just like RPG final bosses, or bosses that I fought as a child. And so I press one, and it basically puts the image on the thing while I'm streaming, and plays the music without me having to like look up both things. It's really convenient. I would recommend it if you do a lot of like things like that with your stream, because I also have a button too where I press it and it opens up Streamlabs, Stream Decker, Nightbot, my Twitch channel. And then it pops out my Twitch chat, and it basically just gets like Twitter and Facebook posting as well. It basically just does everything for you, and it's really convenient.
How much is that?
It's called Stream Deck. You know what? Let me double check, because I forgot about it until.
Yeah, you can check it out. I'll talk about it for a little bit. If you guys have watched Ollie's stream, and I imagine a lot of you have, this is, something like those little touches make kind of separate Ollie from a lot of other streamers, and that's kind of the thing that you can do to help personalize. And it's not that you have to have that, because before Ollie was just doing this manually. Like he was just adding the image, adding the sound to his stream. But if you're doing it on a regular basis and you want to make it easier for yourself, this type of thing is the way to go. And obviously, I've not used it. Ollie has, but just listening to him talk and knowing how he sets up his stream, I have to imagine that this has just been a great investment for him.
It really has. It also like lets me run. I can run ads through it. I can press a button and it runs the ad. I can press a button and make it like emo only chat, or make it a sub chat only. I can press a button to put a stream marker, so I know where to highlight my streams if I need to. I learned that recently. It's just fantastic. So I'm looking at it now on Amazon. For 6 keys, it is $75, and then for 15 keys, which is what I have, it is $149. I mean, honestly, I feel like if you're gonna buy it, just go and buy the 15 keys. Like, why mess around with it? They're really similar, and the 15 keys is double the amount of keys, double the folders, double everything, and it's not necessarily double the price. So
it's 2.5 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would just do that. And I'm still learning. There's still like a lot of things you can do with it that I am learning. But I've heard you can program basically anything into this thing. That's pretty fantastic.
So the fact that you're just scratching the surface is great. That's great. Great for that.
Yep.
So, all right, monitors.
Yeah. I just use my monitors do not match. They are just two monitors. They're both Dell, but they're not like same size. They are different, and I couldn't tell you how much I spent on mine. They were just, maybe like $100, $120, $80 monitors. But I am looking into a curved one, like one big curved one eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Does look sweet, but right now I just use two monitors.
Yeah. I also have two monitors, which I think if you are doing streaming, this is a necessity. I did try with one for a little while. Tried it one time, never again.
Well, you try it one time, you think it's fine, and then you use two monitors. You're like, holy crap! Like,
no, it wasn't. It wasn't fine though. It was not. It was not fine. It was difficult.
It's very difficult because you can't see like chat. It's miserable. Yeah, it's miserable.
Yeah. So the second monitor, my first monitor, and this monitor I will ultimately, I will upgrade at some point. But the one that I had was just whatever. But my second monitor that I purchased when I decided I needed two is called, the brand is Scepter, and I actually bought it on sale at Walmart for like under $90, and this is like one of the best rated monitors. The screen is like super crisp, like it looks really good. Like this is the screen that I like play Arena on. Just for me, and it's a pretty sizable monitor. It's significantly bigger than my other one, and again is like under $100. And I did a lot of research before buying it, because obviously that's something that you're not gonna have to buy too many times over. If you get a good one, you don't need to buy any more. And this was the one that had the best ratings. I talked to the IT manager at Star City where I work, and it was like, yeah, this is a pretty good one. Talked to a couple people, and then it was on sale. I bought it, and I've been extremely happy with it. Just extremely happy with it. Again, the brand is Scepter, SCEPTRE.
Nice.
Great monitor.
Next up is a chair, basically what you use to, podcast, stream, whatever.
Yeah.
I decided instead of getting a gaming chair for like whatever you see people, like with Tempo Storm or whatever is, or Cloud9 or whatever the thing is. I just went out and was like, you know what? I know it works. I know Lazy Boy has been making chairs for a long time. I got the Lazy Boy chair XL, extra large. I would not recommend the extra large. It's not what I needed. It's a little too big. It's nice. I'm not going to twitch it back now because I'm used to it. But extra large is a little too big. I'll just get the normal one. This was about $200, but I've had it for a while, and it's still comfortable. I can sit on it for a long time. I can have plenty of room with it to move with it, and it's Lazy Boy. It's comfy. So,
the chair that I have, I found on the side of the road. I picked it up, and it was a really nice chair. No, I'm not. I was gonna say I'm just kidding, but I'm not kidding. But a lady was taking this chair out to the side of the road in my old neighborhood, which was a nice neighborhood, and it looked brand new. And I just stop, and I'm like, "Hey, are you getting rid of this chair?" She's like, "Yeah, my son-in-law got it for my husband, and he just doesn't really use it, so we don't need it. We kind of just want to get it out of the house." So it's a chair that was like a year old, but it's like a super nice chair. I don't even know what brand it is. This doesn't help anyone that's listening to this segment.
Yeah.
But I just found this really nice chair on the side of the road, and I wanted to.
Well, it does. It does. If you see someone bring out a chair, but throw it away, just grab it.
Yeah,
it could be a nice chair.
Yeah, that chair didn't hit the sidewalk. let me tell you, I saw her rolling it out, and then I drove past, and I drove back around when she was still setting it out, and I was like, "Hey, are you getting rid of this chair?"
Can I have this? Yeah.
Yeah. So free, which I believe is the best deal of anything we've talked about.
Yeah.
Other than Streamlabs OBS.
That's free. So I also use a desk lamp. It is called Teotronics. It's TAO space Tronics TRONICS. This is it's a light. It's like $25 from Amazon. Has different settings and different light shades. Has like five different light shades, and it has brightness from 0 to 10 that you can adjust. I think it's fantastic for like streaming when you're facing on something, because it makes you're not in the dark, and it brings out like it's light. It's hard to explain, but it makes things look better. I didn't realize how nice it was until I got it, because it also like brightens up your work area. You know, like you have light over your monitors, you have more light over.
Yeah, I think people are familiar
keyboard.
with the concept of lights.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy though, because I didn't think it'd be that good, but it's really nice. It's really nice. So I'd recommend it. It's something that you may like skip. It's something that's very easily to skip over. That is also surprisingly nice. It's like the Stream Deck thing. The Stream Deck thing is very easy to skip over. Might seem very extra, but it helps out like subtly a lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I totally buy that. I'm fortunately in a room now that is a very small room, but has just a good overhead lighting. So right now that's not a concern for me. If you saw me before I moved, you know how big of a difference having that type of lighting is, because it was abysmal. Good shape.
Next up is the mouse. I have a G400S. It's a mouse from Amazon. I've had this thing for like years, like 3-4 years now. It's $70. Would I recommend it? Sure. I mean, I don't think mouse matters too much, honestly, for podcasting streaming. I think the mouse matters more so for gaming. I'll just get one that is comfortable for your hand and whatever you like, honestly.
Yeah, I mostly agree. I bought a Logitech, what was called their like silent mouse. So basically, when you click it, like if the mouse I'm using right now, you guys can hear this when I click. But this other mouse, when you click, it makes like almost no noise. Now, I don't use this I don't have this at my desk right now, because I generally have this with my laptop. So like when my partner's falling asleep and I want to play a little arena, I can do that and be clicking all over the place, and she's not gonna hear anything. So,
yep.
And I meant to change this one, but I'm not, just to kind of troll Ali, because he hates this mouse when he comes over to my house because he thinks it's too sensitive. But I think that means that Ali is too sensitive.
Oh God, no. All right, next up is keyboard. I bought a Razer keyboard from, surprise, Amazon. It's $50. I've had this for like 4 or 5 years. It's rainbow-esque. The keys light up and then in all sorts of colors. It's kind of cool. I mean, I'd recommend it. It's a nice keyboard. It's $50. It has Prime on it if you have Amazon. It's really old, and it's been working for a long time. So, but again, if like maybe you like mechanical keyboards, one like clickety clacks.
Yeah.
Keyboard is more so for like gaming, but not the games we play. We don't play like first person shooters or MOBAs. We play card games, so the keyboard is like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I do typing. I do type on my keyboard, but I'm also I need to get a new keyboard. Like the one I have is just fine. But you know, so I'm going to be looking at keyboard. Maybe I'll look at the Razer keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think you'd like it. It's one I've used forever too. So,
all right, last thing, and this is for both of us. For the podcast that you're listening to right now, we record this audio on Audacity. Audacity is a free audio recording program, and we record each of our audio files independently. We send it to our producer, John Choi. He links them together, cuts them up, slaps some music on it, and that makes the podcast. But the audio quality is very, very good. As long as you're in a room that is conducive to audio quality. And you guys probably noticed the exact week that I moved, because the audio quality went from not great to significantly better. And Audacity is very crisp. It's free. You do have to know what you're doing, because when you load it up, it's just like, here it is. Here's a bunch of things you're not going to understand if you're Justin Parnell. But fortunately, we have someone that walked us through it. So I would definitely recommend Audacity, especially for the amount of money you have to pay for it, which is nothing.
Yep. Agree. So
I think that covers everything.
Yep, it does.
That's all of our stuff. All of our stuff.
If you have something you use, make sure you tweet at us or let us know. And before we head out, just want to say, Justin.
Yes.
Never mind. Next week we're watching the Us. Make sure you watch Us. But seriously, no. If you use like something that you think is fantastic that I skipped over or Justin skipped over, or maybe you know about the Stream Deck and you know cool things that you can do with it, let me know.
Maybe you have some recommendations for the stuff that I need to upgrade.
Yeah, like his new face.
Yeah, that's tough. That's probably out of my budget, but I mean, if you got a good line on it, I'm always open to.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. If you get a good deal, you can't pass it up. As Ollie said,
anything else, Justin, on technology?
No, but next week, as Ollie said, we are going to be watching the movie Us. It is the new Jordan Peele written and directed horror movie. It looks fantastic, very exciting, very thrilling. So I'm looking forward to that one. And I don't care if Ollie is, because he's got to watch it anyway.
Yeah. I like Get Out, so I'm sure I like this too.
Yep.
We'll see.
All right, cool. Okay, that's the show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return...
Question of the week. Question of the week.
Ollie, we are approaching the time of the year where something that everyone in the United States has to do, and that is your taxes.
Which I think is BS, by the way. Why do we have to do it? Why can't they do it? Like, we're giving them money. Like, we get taxed throughout the year. Come on now.
I mean,
anyways,
it is BS, but for a whole bunch of different reasons. Mainly because the majority of the money that we're paying, we will simply just not get. But that's a whole different topic. Maybe that's a topic for Flashback one time.
Okay. I just don't like it. I feel like it's a trap, and then if you mess up, it just come and mess you up.
Either way, I want to set a stage for you. Okay, you're on Ravnica, right?
Yes.
You're on Ravnica as a regular citizen during the events of War of the Spark, but the Immortal Sun's there. All the Planeswalkers got summoned there, except for Bolas. So in the meantime, no one's fighting. Everyone is just kind of hanging around, and they don't have anything to do. And they're like, I gotta do these regular jobs to just make ends meet because I can't leave the plane. You got to do your taxes. You can enlist a Planeswalker, any Planeswalker, because they're all there on Ravnica, to do your taxes. Which Planeswalker do you want to do your taxes?
Okay, I'm going to cheat a little bit, okay?
No doubt. Just like you do on your taxes.
Yeah. So, I was going to say Ugin, but I'm going to back up. I'm not going to say Ugin. I'm actually going to do Azor. I know Azor has given a spark away.
This is a true cheat answer. You were right.
Hey, you didn't say. You said which Planeswalker.
Right,
Azor was a Planeswalker.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going with Azor. The reason I'm going with Azor is literally a Planeswalker that deals with the law. His name is Azor the Lawbringer, in fact. He literally made Ravnica and all the guilds and checks and balances. And sure, he had like some things that weren't perfect. But you know what? Ravnica is still standing this day and age. All the guilds are accounted for. The Guild Pact, the Living Guild Pact, he had that failsafe. He made the Immortal Sun. The Immortal Sun is still being used today. Azor just had bad taste in friends. So I would ask Azor to do my taxes because I know he would be thorough and he would get every penny back that I wanted. or everything that was humanly possible.
I'm so glad that you said Azor. So glad that you said Azor. You know why?
Because you're going to say Rakdos.
Because I could not disagree more.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Azor, while not the worst pick, because that would be Dovanbon, is like the second worst pick. You're like, he's going to get everything back? Nah. You know what Azor's going to do? He's like, did you save all your receipts? What do you mean all your receipts? Did you save all of your receipts? Where's all of your receipts? Where's this information? Why do you not have this information? Where are all of your documents? He's going to be the worst person to interact with right after Dovin to do your taxes, because he's going to want so much stuff you don't have. He's going to be all over you for providing all of this information. You're just like, no, man, just do it. Here's what I got. Just do my taxes. I got my tax return from where I work. He's like, no, you need all of this other stuff. He's like, did you buy a car? Did you do all of this? Y'all ever did the TurboTax online? All those questions? You know, every single one of those, Azor needs an answer. And it's not just, no, I didn't do it. I don't got it. He needs everything. And you don't have everything, Ali. And
I do. I have everything. I have everything piled up right here.
No,
ready to go.
Not to an Azor
Parnell?
level. You don't.
I do.
No way. Pick? No way.
Who do you pick, Parnell?
Mine's easy. As much as I was poo-pooing on him earlier, I'm picking Jace Bellerin. Couple of reasons, okay?
Oh, God.
All right. Jace is a mind mage, okay? I'm going to be like, hey, Jace, I need you to do your taxes. And he's going to be like, all right, come sit in my office for like 30 minutes. I'm like, okay. All I have to go is just sit there in his office, hand him my paperwork. He's going to have to ask me any questions, just open my mind up. Jace is going to get it done. We all know that Jace has a very slight moral gray area, okay? So if I don't have something, he's going to make it work. And that's fine. He understands that this is something you have to do as the Living Guild Pact, but he's not going to be up my butt for all of these forms and receipts and all this stuff that obviously I don't have, because no one saves all that stuff. No one does. Especially not you all. You just don't have all that stuff. You just don't have
Parnell,
it.
I do have it, and don't attack me on Azor, okay? You say who you give me your vote. You gave Jace
Bellerin.
I gave Azor for president. Raving is still standing. Jace is a liar, piece of poop. Azor for president.
No, we're going JCB, okay? He's going to get it done. It's going to be very minimal work on my side. I'm just going to have to sit there. Not going to have to ask her any questions. He's just going to know what the answers are. Get it done.
I got it.
Bing, bang, boom, out of there in 30 minutes flat. I can do this
Ali
on my lunch break, Ali.
Jace says...
You got to set up 10 meetings over the course of 6 weeks.
Oh my God, Justin. You're just picking Jace because it starts with J.
That is not...
Justin picks Jace.
That is not true. I've never picked Jace
Justin,
for anything
where
on this
can
show
people find
ever.
you?
That's a fact. Ali,
Justin...
Where can people find you on Twitter?
Twitter.com/Ali Aintrazi.
Azor starts with an A.
You just noticed that?
Yes. Anyway, Ollie, where can people find you on Twitter?
I was hoping... Okay, Twitter.com/Ali Aintrazi, Twitch.tv/Ali Aintrazi, Cool Stuff Inc. My videos go up every Wednesday and Thursday on YouTube or their website. What about you, Parnell?
You can find me also on Twitter at jparnell1. You can also find my StarCityGames.com and on twitch.tv/jparnell on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Check it out. Always streaming at the same time. You can do... oh my gosh! I found out about this thing over the last week. It's called multi-Twitch, where you can watch two people at the same time on the same screen.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna find out for you guys. I'm gonna put it in here in the notes. Multi-Twitch, and I'll tell you guys about it next week. Okay. You can also find the show Thinktwice on Twitter at ThinktwiceMTG, and of course you can email us thinktwicemtg@gmail.com. Every audio platform, search Thinktwice MTG. If you don't like the one that you're on right now, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, all over the place. We're on everything now. Leave us a review, leave us a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe. We would love all of that stuff. It really helps spread the good word of Thinktwice. And if you had a good time, you want other people to have a good time. And just like Arena, the more love you can give us, the more you're going to benefit. Because we're going to be around. Okay? That's what we want to do. We also want you to support the show by going to youtube.com/thinktwicemtg. You can check out my stream highlights, Ali's stream highlights. You can find the show in an audio platform, on an audio way, on YouTube. And of course, you can also, if you want to support the show even further, go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. We have a bunch of rewards tiers. Everyone should have received everything from March. Or excuse me, this is March, from February. So rewards for March are going to go out sometime probably the second week of April. So you still have time to get those in if you're trying to do that. And of course, we want to again thank Sneal for his continued support. Thank you, friend. Thanks for being part of the Thinktwice
Sneal.
family.
Thank you.
And we do have animal picture of the week, Ali.
We do. Parnell, lay it on me.
This is a triple threat. We have the triple pick of Sadie, Tito, and Baloo from who else? Amin. Which is almost unfair, but you know, when you have so many cute animals,
Bucks was there too.
So many. What now?
Bucks was there too.
But but we can't pick Bucks. Bucks is not eligible until at least next week because you don't have Bucks yet.
All right, I'm gonna get Bucks.
So maybe Bucks, because you got to take a picture of Bucks. You take a picture of Bucks, put Bucks up. We talk about Bucks next week with a new name.
All right,
which I'm going to think about.
All right.
This is the triple Sadie Tito Baloo combo breaker.
The triple decker.
Combo breaker.
Got it.
Great. Special thank you to our Asian Bowl producers Daniel Hunt and Matt Lindell. Could not do the show without
the
you.
The true MVPs.
Our director and producer John Che. And remind
the man
you,
behind the curtain. He's the one that puts all the sound effects in the thing, and he's the man behind the curtain. That's what Edison says every time.
He is. I didn't say this time though. Ollie said it, so just keep that in mind for next week.
I got it.
Speaking of next week, join us, the conversation, us, Jordan Peele's new horror movie. Check it out. It's gonna be great.
All right, be there or be square. We're out of here. Bye, everybody.